Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a quick look at VeChain Vet. So if you guys want to stay up to date with altcoins like VeChain, make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. We do see a 2.15% increase in the last 24 hours, which is definitely a great thing to see, as VeChain has been struggling in the last month, but the last week as well, a 6.8% increase, and then we see the last month being a 28.74% decrease. So the last month for pretty much every altcoin has still continued to be a struggle. We've known that this manipulation FUD stage will continue on through the month of July, as like we kind of stated for the beginning of June. Continuing to see this stage continue on with, like I said, this accumulation phase, manipulation and FUD is definitely a good thing for a lot of VeChain accumulators, because we are going to continue to get this price point for a few more months, in my opinion, before we see the bottom. And I think we are going to have a lot of people very, very happy about this, because they are able to accumulate so much VeChain at such a low price point before we get those profits later in the year. So I do still think we are going to get to a bull run part 2 by the end of the year. So we'll keep you guys up to date with price predictions, as well as really any bullish news like we are continuing to get day in and day out. VeChain has been more and more active on their Twitter as well as social media altogether, and really giving us great really looks into what VeChain has been doing and why we are continued to be bullish on VeChain for many reasons. So let's jump straight into Twitter with our first tweet, saying VeChain has the strongest fundamentals, 40 Fortune 500 companies using it, and has a huge big brother called China adopting and supporting it. No other altcoin comes close. VeChain is so undervalued, it's ridiculous. So a lot of people continue to understand that VeChain is a great, really, great coin with such low value at the moment. And we see this with a lot of different coins. Obviously, Chainlink, one of my favorite coins, doing very well. I guess not very well, but being very undervalued at this current point in time. And I think that's going to be the case with pretty much every altcoin in the top 10, top 20, because these coins are such fundamentally strong coins. However, during this manipulation phase, or really, FUD stage at the very least, we are going to continue to see these coins drop. So hopefully, like I said, by the end of September, we are going to see that bottom at the very least, and we are going to see a great part 2 bull run continue on or commence, late September, or even going in closer to the October month itself. So I do want to talk a little bit about what VeChain's been talking about as well. There's a lot of great things that have just recently come up, and here we see VeChain is proud to have received an AAA, or a AAA Enterprise Credit Evaluation from CAPC, an entity under the Ministry of Civil Affairs, PRC China, with top-tier compliance and competitive standards. They are now really expanding use cases in many countries. So this is huge to see VeChain continuing to really push their solutions to more and more, industries as well as countries. And I think, it's a big deal to continue to see VeChain with, this kind of social media presence. We see over 1,005 retweets right now on this specific tweet, and we're continuing to see, like I said, more and more tweets from VeChain Foundation and their really VeChain official Twitter account. So here we see Eisenrich actually talks about VeChain and vTrust. So VeChain collaborated with DNV to create vTrust, a blockchain application for risk self-assessment. Now adoption by the local Chinese government means that the platform is being used in more than 200 public spaces. That's a lot of different spaces that are continuing to use VeChain every single day. And I think it's a big thing to note that, realistically, we're going to continue to see mass adoption with VeChain. There's just no reason as to not, so many different solutions, like I've talked about, that, VeChain is really, jumping on board with. And I want to take a look as we jump into another Eisenrich tweet, VeChain and Digital Village. So DV is a multiplayer social metaverse with the digital economy powered by the Village protocol blockchain. We utilize VeChain to create a smart contracts-based account for users interested in purchasing digital items. So this is really cool. If you actually take a look a little bit more into Digital Village, you'll see Sunny Liu attached to it a little bit, and you'll understand that there's a lot of potential behind this as well. So Digital Village will be hosting its formal opening of the curated infrastructure, including its marketplace and metaverse powered by Village Protocol blockchain in September 2021. So you can actually go to digitalvillage.io and learn more about it, as well as their recent press release. So I do want to jump back into another tweet here, or actually it's going to be an article. It's going to talk about the San Marino approves VeChain ENFT vaccination certificate, that's verifiable worldwide. So San Marino has approved VeChain's ENFT-backed vaccination passport, dubbed by the San Marino Digital COVID Certificate. So this is definitely a big deal, and we see this here tweet from VeChain Foundation talking about, together with DNV Assurance, we hereby announce the world's first national level ENFT adoption. The Republic of San Marino has just approved the digital COVID certificate issued using NFTs through the VeChain Thor public blockchain. So it's just, like I said, crazy to see this kind of mass adoption continuing to take place and really the price not move. And if we go back to VeChain, in the last 24 hours, we do see a 3% increase. It's actually pushing its way closer to 9 cents, as Bitcoin really hasn't moved much at all. We're still seeing a 33.5K price point on Bitcoin, and VeChain's kind of doing its own thing a little bit right now, and that's definitely what you want to see as VeChain kind of pushes away from Bitcoin just a little bit to make itself, rise a little bit in price. And I've talked about this before. You guys have to remember that just because we see bullish news, it doesn't always mean the price is going to correlate with that bullish news. VeChain could have the biggest and best news ever, and we will not see a huge increase just because, like I said, the crypto market is in a very volatile state. It's in a FUD or manipulation phase still. So do expect VeChain to continue to stick around this 8 to 9 cent price point, even with these huge announcements and huge things coming to social media. I do think realistically, like I said, the end of September is going to be that bottom of the market, and I think we will see VeChain pushing closer down to a 5 to 6 cent range by the end of September at the very least. So definitely keep an eye on that as we get closer to more red candles. Dollar cost averaging in is definitely going to be a safe way to really invest. I will say, guys, I'm not a financial advisor, so always do your own research before investing. But there's a lot of hype surrounding VeChain right now. I do want to take a look at the last month and talk about really the end of the bull run. So a lot of people talking about different price points that we may see with VeChain. I think realistically, VeChain is one of those coins that has so much value. It's kind of in its own little niche area, and I think that's one of those things that is going to help push VeChain to new all-time highs, and I think we will push past its previous all-time high of 27 to 28 cents that we did see right around April 16th at 8 p.m. I think we realistically see VeChain pushing closer and closer to about 80 to really 80 cents to about $1.50 by the end of the year. I think those are realistic price predictions for VeChain by the end of the year. Obviously, with September being the bottom, we won't have too many months to push that price all the way up there, but I think it's definitely a realistic price prediction and conservative price prediction when you think of all the opportunities and all the bullish things that have come out since our previous all-time highs. So it's just going to take us to get some of those retail investors back in industry, or really, I guess not industries, but really, getting more retail as well as industries to invest in VeChain and partner up with VeChain is what I was trying to say there. But, realistically, I do think we are going to see VeChain continue to do very, very well in the upcoming months ahead. So we'll keep you guys up to date, like I said, with price predictions as well as any big news or bullish information that definitely needs to get to you guys as quickly as possible. So thank you guys again for tuning in, making sure that this channel continues to get through this bearish looking market. I couldn't thank you guys enough. And I will say, guys, if you have not already, make sure to quickly subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and like the video. I'll see you guys all in the next one.